How was the...
Hello. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Threefold Quest. It is a D&D campaign focusing on two people, two player characters, and one DM. I am Sam Boston, or Locke Durgar, commonly known, half-orc, half-Goliath druid, and I'm here playing with fellow PC...
my name is Nick Kirk, and I'll be playing Renea, or Rin, Wood Elf Grave Cleric.
Sound like you're at a job interview or something.
I am.
What's a past experience that you've learned in your life that will help you in adversity in D&D?
In adversity in D&D?
Yeah.
Never go to the brothel with the big titty tieflings.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
Because that will be your whole session, and you'll be gooning the whole time.
Okay, and I am Schuyler Gearhart. I am your dungeon master. And with those lovely introductions, we will begin.
Let's roll now.
Definitely not.
Cut that out.
Cut that.
Cut that.
Clip it.
Last we left off, our gang, Rin and Locke, had made their way from the pier where they had missed their boat into the jungle after passing by the empty bug hut where their goblin friends sold them or bartered with them for some magical bugs. They decided to betray his trust in his absence and steal, purchase, peruse a net. They acquired a net and left a gold and made their way deeper into the jungle. They found a whirling cacophony of drunkenness and what appeared to be frivolity and all of these wayward things. Locke inquired about a rat and then declined a rat, and the gang made their way to the Shell and Scallywag. Inside, they met the humble tavern keeper, Scully Tumbledrum, and he directed them to a Jack Rattenberry, who was across the way. They Locke again was able to spark up a conversation with the two gentlemen over the feathers in Captain Sour's ear. Captain Sour, a sour-looking fellow, was a little bit jovial and happy to have such interesting compatriots come over with free drinks. From that point, Jack wanted to talk business elsewhere, and he offered a table across the way where our gang split up for the very first time. Rin stayed to talk to this Captain Sour while Locke went to find out about acquiring passage off of the island. After that, the gang found some flyers on the big board in the Shell and Scallywag, and they went to bed with fresh sheets on the bed that they so desperately missed after being at sea for almost a week. The first time they didn't even mind sharing a bed. They went right upstairs and were just happy to have a mattress under them. They woke up refreshed and with the need to make some gold in a quick time frame. They decided to check out the Tortle Distillery. What?
Did you mention we missed the boat?
Yeah.
We missed the boat.
It was very unfortunate.
We're just playing a game here, so don't worry about the microphone.
We can also cut anything out.
Yeah, that's just more effort.
Like, watch this. I'm gonna say a word you're not supposed to say ever.
Don't say it, man.
And we can cut that out.
Unless you want to cut it out.
Ogre!
Alright, so now that we've cut out that one.
That was good. Where was I? So you guys needed to make some gold on the quick to get enough to pay Jack for passage off the island, since you guys had, in fact, missed your boat after a day of frivolity over at the Luau Lounge. I didn't go into that much detail because we've already played that session.
Yeah.
So, anyway, so they made their way through the jungle for a couple hours walking through the thicket and made their way to the Tortle Distillery. Our heroes met Coraline Tide Brewer, the proprietor of the distillery, and made their way into the cellar where they found and defeated spiders.
The distant cousin of bats.
The distant cousin of bats.
Very distant cousin.
And with these spiders dispatched and the cellar cleared of its cobwebs, and the gang made their way upstairs to deal with the bats that are in fact pestering in the old grove and making harvesting of the good fruits there almost impossible. Our gang is just coming up out of the cellar now. The door kind of creaks open and you guys are appearing out of the stairs. Coraline sees you and again kind of closes her wide ledger and says, "Oh, I thought I heard something down there. Glad it was the whatever it was."
It was a minor spider infestation. But luckily all your casts are okay and Rin wasn't electrocuted and...
Electrocuted?
No, never mind that.
It was quite loud.
It was loud. It gets loud.
It sounded like thunder.
I wouldn't worry about it. It's safe to go down there.
We will tell you that there are definitely no spiders left, and I was not electrocuted.
She says, "Well, I do hope you keep in mind, I would promise you a more reward if you could keep at least some things alive."
Is there a reason you want them alive?
Well, here on Tortle Shoal, we believe in a healthy relationship with nature. And right now, unfortunately, nature is having an unhealthy relationship with my wallet, and something must be done.
This is fair. I'd much rather be the unhealthy relationship on your wallet.
Production has almost slowed to a halt at this point. I'm afraid that all of our pickers are too afraid to even go into the old grove.
And where is the old grove, exactly?
Well, you can't miss it. Just around back, and, if you stick to the sand and go east.
Stick to the sand and go east, okay. I think we can do that. I think we can take care of a couple bats. They all say down south that bats are the distant relatives of spiders. Twice removed, maybe 3 times removed, but if we can take care of spiders, then I'm sure we can take care of some bats. We'll be on our way.
Oh, thank you so much. Do make sure that you come by for your reward when it's done.
You don't have to worry about that. We'll be back.
Oh, quite right.
Do we get payment now for the spiders?
Well, if you'd like, it might be easier if you intend to take care of the spiders to just do it all at once when we're done.
You seem trusting enough. That seems fine with me. We'll be back with the bats.
Well, we won't be back with the bats.
Well,
Technically, the bats will be dead.
Oh,
Well,
dear.
there's more of a prize if we get them alive.
Do you require proof of said bat removal?
No, as long as my pickers can retrieve the fruits in the old grove.
Okay.
Right. I was gonna bring her back to the bats.
You can bring back the bats. I don't care.
I don't hold the bats. You hold the bats.
I'm not gonna hold the bats.
Okay, let's scare
You're
her.
the one always taking shit in fucking nets.
At this point, she takes her ledger kind of off the table and looks you over, and Locke is completely covered in spider blood and viscera from examining, like up close and examining the venom sacs of the spider to extract some of the venom earlier, has left you quite bloodied. And she looks at you, Rin, who's, still kind of covered in cobwebs. Like, you have this nice looking, but maybe a little bit tarnished, leather armor on, but it's like kind of still thick and encrusted with the webs that entangled you down in the cellar. And she says, "Well, you two look like you might need a rest. If that's the case, the village is not far from here. You can tell them that you did me a favor, and I'm sure they'd have a hammock available."
Might as well just get this done. Take a rest after a hard day's work.
I think we've got another one in us. Those spiders weren't too much.
Unless that's the way of this fine patroness of telling us that maybe we should take a rest. But fuck it, let's go on.
And you do indeed go on. And at this point, we're going to need to clear the table. So.
Oh shit.
At this point, Schuyler TPKs our entire party, which is like his dream, because he was like, I'm going to give them a hint. They're not going to listen.
Threefold Quest!
Threefold. Locke. I assume bats are a little less worrisome than spiders.
No, I didn't get my movie.
Clear the table. What happened to clear the table?
I did clear. I didn't know you were going to have a fucking
Giant.
giant...
If only we got our cameras working, you'd see this giant pad of paper. But next time.
We're in a giant area.
Oh yeah.
Bittle.
Let's go. Oh yeah.
I think that was you, Locke.
Yeah, that was me.
And Rin's in here somewhere.
We're just taking out the minis.
This is
right
you,
now.
but again, these are not exactly representative.
Yeah, you look like fucking Assassin's Creed or some shit.
Yeah, that is not what I look like. Ugh. People always see me as less than I am.
Nice. Alright, yeah, so you guys exit here, and I'm assuming you guys are gonna head back to where she directed you around the back into the plantation.
100%.
Okay.
Feel free to move your minis at this point. So what you have here, this is a sandy path here. What you see here is the rows and rows and rows of palm gin trees. And though you can move through and occupy these spaces, no problem, it is all considered difficult terrain. Anywhere where there's a palm gin tree.
Okay.
Which is half our movement speed.
Yep.
Get through.
Exactly. So even like these things here that are kind of on the line, that's considered. Just so you guys as players know what the map is representing here.
Gotcha.
Okay. You guys.
Before we do anything, before we go further down the path, I am going to. What's your AC?
18.
18. Okay, well, I'm going to cast Bark Skin at second level on myself.
Is
All
that concentration or a certain amount of time?
Go ahead and mark off your spell slot.
Yeah. It's a concentration up to an hour.
Okay, just
All
know
right,
you
so
can't cast anything else without getting rid of that.
No.
Concentration means that you have to concentrate on that spell.
Yeah, if you cast another spell, it will go away.
Right.
Another concentration spell? Hold on.
Alright.
Concentration 5e. See, folks, we're all learning how to play the game.
We're pros.
No, I think you're right. Yeah.
I just don't know if it's
Yeah, no. Concentration, you're concentrating on it. But I don't know if it, like... Leave a comment down below if you know the answer.
So I think
You definitely know the answer.
Yeah, you all know the answer, which is great, and let us know.
You're probably going, you fucking idiots. Learn the game.
Okay, you lose another spell. You lose concentration on a spell if you cast another spell that requires concentration.
Okay, so it has to be another concentration spell.
Yeah, okay. So just make a note of the fact that you're concentrated, and play accordingly.
Alright, so my AC is now 16.
Wow, cute. Alright.
And so I basically, I look on the ground and I see some of the bark from a pomegin tree has fallen on the ground. I reach down and I pick up the bark and I squeeze it in my hand, compressing it as hard as I can, and in my left hand. And you see from my left hand billowing out all over my arm and across my body and down my legs. My skin kind of flickers and becomes the texture of bark.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So it's like pomegin
Yeah.
tree specific.
And it smells a little bit like, I start smelling a little bit like pomegin as well. Which makes me gag because of my long night out with the pomegin.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys see the path where you entered earlier to arrive from the south to the distillery here. You see pretty thick, I mean, it's not thick, the trees are thin themselves, but they are packed tightly together, and you guys are looking for the old grove.
Okay. I head forward this way.
What's your speed? Speed?
Oh, we're not in combat yet, so it's
Yeah, you guys can move freely, and feel free to move the minis if you'd like, or I can...
Okay.
So we go into the big sand opening.
Yeah.
I stay a little bit back. I kind of watching Rin go out into the clearing. I'm kind of keeping my distance a little bit.
Yeah, at this point, I mean, you notice the same, like, little fruit bats that you noticed when you walked in. There are some pickers, the Tortle workers over there on kind of the right-hand side in the fields, just kind of picking away. They seem to have, they're not really paying any mind to anyone. They're just doing their job with their tools in the trees and just kind of skillfully plucking out the pomegin fruits.
We're here for your bat problem.
Oh, the bats are in the old grove.
I thought this was the old grove.
No.
Well, can you point us in the direction of the old grove, please?
It's over that way. And they kind of use their big, long pole-like tool and point directly behind you, and that direction, yeah. So, and you guys generally know the direction based on where the sun is. It's still pretty early in the day, and the sun would be, yay. So you would know that the sun rises and sets in the east.
Uh-huh.
So you would know that west would be on the other side.
I hold my hands up about a foot apart and I go, these bats, kind of like this big,
How big?
like a foot wide, maybe.
And you notice now that, like, there are bats everywhere, and the fruit of the pomegin seems to be very desirable to bats in the area. There are hundreds and thousands of bats kind of swarming around, even amongst where the pickers are picking, and they don't seem to be paying any mind. They say, "No, we don't really go into the old grove, if much. Not for a month or so.
So the bats are yay big, and I fucking kind of ignore what they say, and I hold my arms out maybe 2.5 feet wide. Wing to wing, give or take.
Well, we're just told not to go in there. So we don't.
Fair enough. Want to lead the way there, bud?
Yeah, I'm honestly glad that these small bats aren't a problem, because she'd have to pay us way more gold if she wants us to get rid of all these bats. It's too many bats.
There's quite a lot of bats.
Quite a lot. I suppose let's go find out what we're in for. But we took on a giant spider. What's a giant bat? Other than...
But seriously, it couldn't be like 5 feet. Wait. Fuck.
I hope not. And I kind of mosey my way down the path.
Yeah.
You follow me?
Are you going slowly?
I say fuck you, and I run down.
Why don't you describe to me
So,
the way in which you're moving through this path? So what you're seeing
So we
as
go
you're
through the
moving
path.
through there is the sand from that kind of little plaza area, courtyard area where the sand is. You see kind of going into the trees, there's a path where the pickers are. There's a path where you came from. And then there's the path that you're now setting on. And these paths are not nearly as wide. They're probably like 6 inches to 12 inches wide at their widest. They're like game trail style, like footpath. And it's just a little bit sandy there instead of the dirt that surrounds the mounds that are these kind of bases. So you're kind of brushing in between the rows right now.
Yeah, so I kind of am moving plants out of the way. Ugh. Why do they even need to go over this way? They should just close this off and harvest the palm from other places. It just doesn't seem convenient. Look at those. I wish I was as small as those.
Are you
pickers.
following as well? Are you following right behind him or a little bit further back?
I'm following a little bit further back, maybe like 6 or 7 paces behind him, letting him kind of clear the way.
Like 10 feet?
No, not like 10 feet, like 5 feet. Like,
Because that's one square.
yeah, so maybe 10
So
feet.
10 feet. Yeah, I was thinking 10 feet.
Okay. Then, Rin, go ahead and roll a perception check as you're kind of wondering about the area that you're in.
Okay. That's not a one.
Oh.
The perception is what? What's my perception? Like, what am I adding to the...
It's your skill. It's a skill. It's right. It should be...
It's a...
You, I think, have a +5 in perception.
I have a +5 in perception.
Yeah, so you add
My
your
passive wisdom is 15. I don't know if that matters, like perception as well. But,
No, it's just a skill check.
12.
12?
Yeah.
Okay. So you don't see anything besides the small normal bats that you've been kind of looking at, but you do see, as you're looking further ahead towards the trees, you can see that all in this area here.
I do think that
These
the
are
passive things come
kind of
take trump though. Just so you know.
These trees look very, very old, and they look like they have bigger, thicker trunks, and they look like they have, you can see, from some of the closer ones here, some of the really big palm fruits in there, palm june fruits.
For future reference, I think when you have a passive perception, it trumps
It's a
your
little bit-
roll.
It's a little
Usually.
bit, it's different,
I don't
because
know.
you're like looking around, you're making an active perception check right now.
Yeah.
Just from like watching stuff the past few days.
Well, you're
Well,
playing.
You're talking to a
this game.
DM who's played the game.
I don't know.
for
I'm
years.
just check. It doesn't matter. It's not that much of a difference. I'm just.
Don't you be that guy.
Maybe
I'll be
you
that
will
guy.
see more if you go closer.
I'm going.
Before we go closer, I use my speech of the woods and I say into the grove, Bats, you wouldn't perchance have a 6-foot-long wingspan, would you? And the hairs on the back of my neck start like kind of sticking up a little bit, and I'm realizing I don't like bats too much.
Go ahead and roll a perception check.
Okay. 12 plus 4 is 16.
Okay. So as you step a little bit further and you start to see what Ren is seeing in the big fruit trees, you notice that there are 3 giant bats.
Oh, shit.
And they are... I walked around this way. That was the worst direction I could go.
Let's go through all the cords and cables and Mountain Dew cans.
Let's see if this will stand up. They should be flying.
Yeah, that should be. Why are you being so harsh on me, man? Just plug it as a critical
You can't
role.
use that die anymore.
We're gonna have to edit out every time we say critical roll. Fuck!
That's twice.
Call back.
This is Threefold Quest. Oh, fuck.
Hey, it worked. He freed the die.
Okay,
So there, you see these 3 bats. They are enormous. They have at least that one 6-foot wingspan.
oh shit.
Okay.
And you see them not paying any mind to the voice they heard in the jungle, and they're just mowing down on some palm gin fruits up there. They are just no. There's like it looks like blood from the juice of the fruit itself, that like kind of rich pomegranate color, and yeah, they're just eating their fruits up there. They're paying no mind. They seem to be having a pretty good gig.
I want to move slightly closer and just like try to yell at them to leave, or we'll kill them. Like I move closer and I go, "Hey, bats! You've been disturbing these palm gin farm for too long. I'm sure you can find palms elsewhere. If you don't leave, we're gonna fucking murder you."
I shake my head because I know that these bats cannot understand a word you just fucking said.
Maybe, I don't know what the fuck that is. Do I know how to talk to animals?
So then I go,
do not.
I go, what he said was kindly.
Okay, you step into.
Yeah, I step
At
up.
this point, are you guys in the grove?
I'm closer though.
He's
Or
behind
just in the
closer.
entrance here?
In the entrance, yeah.
Okay, so you guys. Yeah.
I'm behind him still.
Yeah,
Okay.
Right. I go, what my friend was trying to say was, we would appreciate it if you kindly vacated this grove. That one is quite big. And we would like it if you left these young tortles in peace. Maybe come once every other season, let the stock replenish.
Make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
You got it twice.
So one is a 14, the other is a 6.
You should have intimidated.
Persuasion.
But you have a +1 in intimidation.
They
You
just
got nice.
continue on eating their fruit, and you can see at least the big one is just not really paying much mind, but you can see this one here from the tree kind of swoops over here and is definitely like hissing and telling you to back off. This is their fruit, their grove.
All right. I don't like that he didn't answer me. Do they not understand me or something?
I don't think they understand you, and by the response that I got, I don't think they're gonna leave, buddy.
Well, in that case,
They know we're here. They won't leave. We have one of two options.
my net's not big enough to catch a bat this big.
This one here, you see him fly at Rin, and he doesn't actually hit you, but he flies from the tree where he's at and like swoops down by you and does like a flyby and just goes right back up to this other tree here, and is again kind of hissing and saying, you know, our fruit. This is our fruit.
It's their
I pull one of the fruits off the tree. And I take a big bite out of it.
You're tall, but these trees
They're
are
that tall?
taller. Yeah.
Oh,
They kinda look
I
like-
pick up a fallen
They're kind of
fruit
like
off
palm
of the
tree
ground.
style trees. They've got like no branches and then like fruit on the top.
I'm assuming because nobody like harvests this area because they're scared of the bats, there's a fruit on the ground.
Yep.
I pick up a fruit
Go for it.
and I look the bat in the eyes and I take a big juicy bite.
I think that.
And
one
then
right
I cast Guiding Bolt
Oh shit.
at
Okay.
the bat. And
At which bat?
the one who was intimidating me because he's pissing me off. And a flash of lightning comes out of my hands directly at the bat after my bite. I'm still chewing on the fruit.
All right. Go ahead and roll an attack, and then we're gonna have everyone roll initiative.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll for your guiding bolt. What is it? Is that a D12?
It's no.
Yeah.
Oh, my D20's over here. Thank God. It looked like my D20. I forgot it was already rolled.
Redo.
Benevolent DM over here.
Yo, thank you, because you could have just been like, yeah, that counts. I did not roll a natural one. I rolled a 13. Is there a plus on that? I don't even know how this works.
Yeah, I think your spell attack is plus 5. I think.
Oh, plus 5. Yeah. So 17. No. 18.
18.
Yeah, I can't count.
All right. So you send a bolt of energy at this bat here that just flew by in almost the same instant that he flew into that other tree. You just sent the bolt right out at him, and you do how much damage?
4d6.
How much?
4d6. So I roll 5, 6. No, I'm adding. I'm not. It wasn't a 6. 12. 14 damage.
Okay. Just do. All right, and
Sorry, the bat
roll
pissed me off.
initiative, everybody.
Yay!
We both rolled an 11.
12.
Oh, initiative plus 14.
It was 14. Okay, so Rin,
Look,
Lock.
he taunted me.
Oh god.
There was no option. We were gonna have to kill him anyways.
I guess you're right.
All right. So, Rin, you got that, very surprise attack on the bats here because they thought they were gonna get you guys to leave, and it is also your turn in initiative order, so it is your turn.
All right. I cast. You hear a bell ringing in the background as I raise my hands. And I look at the same bat that had taunted me previously. And I cast Toll the Dead.
Okay. Is that a saving spell?
Must succeed on the wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Rolled an 8. So I'm guessing no.
Attack/slate save is what you need. I don't know. Like, how do you know if it's a no or not?
It said they must succeed on a something saving.
Yeah, but I'm saying the attack/save section is what they need to succeed against.
Oh.
Is that
They
correct?
roll.
13. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he does not save.
Um,
Go ahead and tell me what that does.
So he takes 1d12 necrotic damage, which I have advantage on because of my last attack.
Okay. Yeah. If you want to, well, that's not an attack roll. That was the saving spell, so that still carries over to the next attack.
Oh, the next, because this doesn't count as an attack.
That's right. It's
Okay.
a saving spell. So
So it's just on the attack roll.
So now
I see what you're saying.
You roll your 1d12.
Alright, what the fuck?
Which is the
D12.
one.
This one? That one?
Yep.
Thank you.
Two damage.
Alright, well that's not a lot.
All right. That bat is looking pretty rough and pretty pissed off and is snarling back at you as it is getting, bolted by energy, and then its head kind of wrung by this giant toll of a bell in the air. Locke, it is your turn.
Oh, really nice. I kind of see this bolt flash of arcane energy.
Oh, sorry. Did you want to do any bonus action
Right.
and movement? I did that
Sorry, that's my
last
fault
game
too.
Sorry, Locke.
It's alright.
I
This is where we would talk about a sponsor.
Sponsored by Doug.
That's so funny.
Do you like 1990s cartoon Doug?
Yeah, that show was a banger, though.
I do not.
Are you a skeeter
I don't have
or
that.
are you a Doug?
I think I'll. Do I need to move out of the way for him to walk through?
So I'll move the pieces because it's easier. Where do you want to move?
I'm saying, do I need to move?
Oh, no. You guys can get around in this.
Okay.
It's just all considered difficult terrain, except for there is a sandy kind of path here that is wide enough that you can stand in, but just for enough space for one person.
Okay. I think maybe I'll just go there.
All right.
But you're not.
Okay.
I'm just making room for you to make attacks.
Alright, I saw the bolt of arcane energy. It caught me too by surprise. And I definitely, although I sensed that they didn't want to bargain or make a deal and that, they thought that they could just intimidate us like they did the Tortles, I'm caught a little bit unawares, but regardless, crack my neck and I move through the grove. I kind of brush the bushes past, kind of in the thick of it by the base of one of these palm trees.
Uh-huh.
So a 15-foot cube originating from me would be this, right?
From you would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it would be this whole
Oh, yeah, okay.
space.
So
It would be
Aren't you glad I moved?
my hands crackle with sort of the same blue lightning, and I look toward Rin and I go, "Don't worry, I won't get you this time." And I cast Thunder Wave at first level towards the trees.
Alrighty. And you're gonna hit all of them. So, what is the save I need to make?
It is a Constitution save.
Con save. Thank you. Save. What's the save I'm looking for?
12.
All right. All right. And you can go ahead and roll your damage for me.
This is the alright. So 4 plus 3, 7.
All right. So this bat that's been pretty much just like mowing down on some fruits this whole time, hasn't really been giving you guys that much mind, gets knocked from this tree back here to that tree and just gets blown completely kind of taken by surprise that all of a sudden there's this burst of thunder and energy blasting into that area. And they all take their respective damages.
So this one failed and the other one. Okay.
Yeah, so those two succeeded on their save. That one failed their
I
save.
go, Pika Pika, bitch!
Awesome.
And then I retreat back. I kinda like...
What's your movement?
My move... Oh, I already did, so I did...
Because this is all difficult terrain also. So you were here.
So I have a 30 movement.
30 movement.
Yeah, I
so
moved right
10, 20. And then you could get to here.
Okay, I go here.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And now, with this new threat on the battlefield, and the bats definitely looking to defend their rightful place at this fruit grove, this one, the one that's taken all the damage, is going to hop down out of the tree and swoop by and make a bite attack on you, Rin. This time, it's performing the same thing that it did the first time, but this time it's actually trying to hit you. And it's a natural 2, so I don't think it's going to hit your AC of 18.
I do not believe so.
All right. So this time it does go at you with its with its gross mouth, and yeah.
I kind of Neo out of the way, like, ugh, pesky bats.
Did you notice how gross his mouth looks?
And you see, as it flies by, it doesn't go back to that other tree. It's going to go past you this time and take a position up here. And again, still in the air. Up in the branches, about 10 feet.
I'd be mad too if I was being pegged in the ass like that.
Any movement or bonus action you'd like to take?
It's not my turn.
Oh, that was the bat's turn. Gosh.
I mean, we'd like to take some bonus actions.
Alright, next up is that other bat that you blasted out of its fruit tree. It's gonna go back immediately to its perch and pick up that fruit that it dropped. And then from there, it's gonna look at you, Luck, who knocked it out of its hand in the first place. And it is gonna make a flyby attack at you as well. Oops. Alright, we'll pretend, right? So it swoops down and it's going to make a bite at you. That is 16 to hit.
It's...
Alright.
Fuck. You couldn't have gotten the 2, or I couldn't have gotten the 16.
Alright, that's 9 damage as it flies at you. It's got a handful of palm gin fruit, and it's just... And it's got, like, bits of palm gin fruit still in its mouth as it kind of gnashes into you. It smells sweet, almost, mixed in with this kind of gross, musky... You get a really up-close look at it. These are dire bats.
They go, oh, the smell, it's still, oh,
At
God.
this point, the bat that flew at you takes up a position over here on this tree, a little bit further back out of the old grove.
You did land him directly behind him. Was that intentional? As he took his bite?
It was a swoop attack, so he was in the air technically.
Yeah, that's...
So there's no attack of opportunity if he moves away.
Unfortunately, these guys are pretty quick with their attacks and don't offer you any opportunity to respond at them. They seem to use their, ability to fly to their advantage.
Pesky bats.
And now, seeing all of the commotion and being, it's... They don't have feathers. They've got, little tufts of fur getting tussled about. The largest of these dire bats is going to let out a... And as it does, it echoes throughout the entire plantation. And for miles, you imagine. And... I need everyone to make a Constitution saving throw.
15.
18?
Alright. You guys hear the screech of this giant dire bat, and somehow you guys are able to both lock through the understanding of the nature of these beasts and Rin through some other force. You feel just a spirit, almost very calm, where most common folk would be afraid and react to this loud echoing belt from this bat. You feel a sense of calmness to you, almost like something outside of you calming yourself. And from there, the bat is going to fly down right here and get into the top of the tree just by you. And it's at this point just kind of holding on King Kong style to the top of the pomdrin tree and just like raging at you.
Alright.
And it is your turn, Ren.
Alright. I feel as though my last attempt wasn't good. So again, I raise my hands to the air, and a bell tolls. But this time, ringing in the ears of the big bat that just tried to
Do the same thing
do
to
the
you.
same to me.
Okay. It's a is it a save?
Wisdom.
Okay. Wisdom save. That's a natural one, so he fails. Go ahead and roll your damage.
He took damage from Sam's, from Locke's.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so it's
3.
3.
All right.
Yeah.
So that was a action.
And then I I'm gonna cast Healing Word for my bonus action on Luck.
Okay.
Yeah.
Get some healing done. Yeah, go ahead and just make sure you're marking off the slot.
Yeah, that's my
And-
last one.
You are gonna
On level 1 at least.
go ahead and roll the die for
D4.
the healing.
Which one's D4?
That's the one.
This one?
Yep.
How the fuck does that work? Oh, I see.
How the fuck does this triangle work? Oh, nice.
1d4 plus 4.
Okay.
So you get 5.
Nice.
All right. Yeah,
It's not a 1.
You ring the bell in the ears of the direwolf, and then kind of turn around, dire bat, and kind of turn around, and is there a spell casting focus that you use in order to channel the healing forces?
No, but I kind of look to Locke and just channel a bout of energy towards him of healing.
Thank you, buddy.
And let him know, hey, I got you, bro.
Thank you.
This time.
And I got you.
Just don't hit me with another attack.
Alright, and you have movement left. You're gonna stand your ground.
Yeah, I'm staying.
Okay. Locke, what do you do?
I go, and I got you, friend. And I fucking run and I jump right to here. Kind of right. So is this guy considered 10 feet in the air?
Yeah, he's out of all of the bats. I just don't have height here, but all of the bats are in the top of the tree. They're about 10 feet up. It would probably, to make a melee attack would probably be at disadvantage.
Fuck, right?
But if you somehow got up there, then,
Can I try to use my height to and my strength to grab a branch and swoop up to the top?
Yeah, there are no branches that are low hanging at all. Like, you could make an athletics check to try and kind of hug the tree enough to get, further up into, his space where you could bash it with your bat if you wanted to.
Okay. I'm gonna try that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Athletics 5.
Okay. So you kind of hop on the tree, and before you make too much of a fool of yourself, you kind of realize that maybe you're not going to be able to climb this tree.
Can't reach this thing. And was that considered an action because I did a skill check?
No, that would be a free action because you didn't actually take your whole turn. You just kind of grabbed the tree and you were like, this might not be the idea I thought it was.
All right.
Based on your athletics check.
Okay. Let's see. Fuck. That's this is tough now because I can't turn into a bat.
So you're at the base of the tree he's in.
Yeah. Shit, my plan's all screwy now. I'm going to, as a reaction, can I ready my attack? Sort of I hold my great club.
If it tries to swoop down, you're gonna try and
I'm gonna hold my great club and just have it over my head, kind of like a baseball bat. I'm just I got my stance. I'm ready.
Yeah, no Mark Garcia power.
Yeah.
Fixing your gloves for like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
And with that, that's all I can do.
Okay. Lock. And now we get to that first bat that's a little bit bruised and bloodied. All the other ones seem pretty not too bad for wear. But this one's taken the brunt end of like all of the assaults from you guys so far. And he's going to go ahead and still try and do another flyby attack at Rin. He's going to go ahead and roll at that. Does a 13 hit?
Nope.
All right. So he just kind of bashes off of kind of the back of your shoulder as he swoops down from behind you and tries to like get at your neck, but just gets more shoulder where your armor is covered and swoops off to that next tree there.
Ah, these pesky bats.
This one out in the plantation a little bit more seems like a little bit more timid. Maybe it's kind of like the beta of this group and is just gonna kind of fly again around to behind the big alpha one. He's not going to actually make an attack. He's more interested in protecting the fruit that's in these big trees at the end of the grove here. And he's just kind of clinging on to a fruit while kind of hiding behind the bigger bat.
Okay, so he's not doing shit. He's just protecting the fruit. Okay.
Okay. And
Now it's Big Daddy's.
the what you assume is the alpha of the dire bats is going to see. He's gonna kind of take in another deep breath and again the echo throughout the entire plantation as it's pretty much empty of foliage. There's bare tree trunks for miles and you hear the reverberation. I need everyone to make a constitution save again.
7.
11.
But I'm going to I'm feeling inspired. I'm going to use inspiration.
Okay.
And I'm going to re-roll that.
Okay.
Fuck!
Um,
That's worse. That is a 5.
so it would be 7. It's still your highest one.
No, it's just
It
a
just
re-roll.
replaces it?
Yeah.
All right. So both of you, this time with the sound again penetrating your eardrums and just kind of racking your brains, you are both considered dazed. Okay. The dazed effect, so that my players know, is enemies have advantage on attack rolls against a dazed target. The dazed target can take either an action, a bonus action, or use their movement on the turn, and they are unable to take reactions.
Fuck.
And that's going to be the case until the end of the bat's next turn. Okay? So on your
You haven't
next
attacked
go...
No, I was readying my great club.
I'm just making sure I still have the advantage
so
on the next attack. roll.
From there, the bat...
This guy.
No, it's the alpha here, the big one that just screeched at you, is gonna swoop up and kind of up into the air and land back on the biggest and best of the fruit trees, which he was enjoying when you arrived. Feeling that, Locke, understanding the sounds and the movements of animals through his beast speech, recognizes kind of that the bat is more territorial than trying to outright kill you guys its enemy at this point. And with that, it is Rin's turn.
Okay. I move a little bit closer to the big bat. In between all three here.
Okay.
And I...
You can only do movement or an action. Or
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I can't do
Sorry,
that.
we all
Yeah,
forgot that for
I-
a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're dazed, so you can use an action, a bonus action, or your movement.
Okay. In that case, I'm getting pissed off by these bats. And the big one seems to be giving the most problems. So I look at the giant bat and lightning gathers in my hands. And as I gain the power, I focus for a moment. And I cast Guiding Bolt at 2nd level at the big bat.
Okay. Go ahead and roll for your attack.
Okay, let me just... So 5d6.
You have to roll to...
Oh, roll for attack. And I have advantage on this.
Why is that?
Because nobody has attacked him since I did the thing that gives me advantage on the next attack.
Oh, yeah? That's, I think, the case. 'cause-
Oh, wait, no. That was a different bat. It was this bat. I don't have advantage on this bat.
Okay. Yeah, that's
But-
right. You guiding bolted.
But I will
that.
next time on this bat, because this is the spell that gives advantage. But
Yep.
yeah.
So go ahead and roll a straight
That's
d20.
4d6. Oh, I see. Yeah. Oh, wait.
You roll.
That's what's in my hand. No, that's a d12.
Not, gotta,
They look the fucking
you
same.
gotta put
dude.
that in a box or something.
D20's here, the rest here. Oh, that was almost a 20, and it rolled to a 14. Plus 5. Oh, no, that's... Yeah, plus 5. So...
What'd you get?
19.
19. That hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Now it's 46. 3... 9... 13...
Yeah, buddy.
19.
Yeah, buddy.
All right. Very cool. Yeah. So that was against the
Big boy.
alpha here.
Yeah.
Yeah. It and says Locke understands its response. It says, "Why won't you leave?" And
What'd he say?
He wants us to leave.
Fuck that bitch.
And yeah, that's gonna end your turn
Yeah, that
because
will
that
end
was
my
your
turn.
action, and you are dazed. Locke, what do you do?
Is talking count as an action?
No.
Would
what do
just
you-
taking something out of my inventory kind of like an action or bonus action or whatever, like having it
Yeah.
at the ready?
I think like normally I'd say no. I think because you're dazed,
Yeah.
like probably more so.
Okay.
So like if you were gonna try and attempt like a persuasion check or something,
More
I
like
wonder how much dialogue you could have if you were like dazed by a
Yeah.
giant dire bat.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah.
my thought was like just like as I do the attack, just like
I would count talking as an action.
yeah.
You
so
can
then
talk.
my thing's definitely an action.
Okay. Can I? All right.
At this point, your best course of action would be to try to talk to them now that we've fucked them up a little bit. To get them to retreat. You know what I mean? Like, I'm okay with you using your turn for that, if that's what you were thinking. Because you can't reach them.
I'm going to. Oh, this goes against everything I stand for. And I create a little flame in my hands. And I'm about to cast bonfire on the trees. And I look and I say, "You like these trees? You like this fruit? Well, guess what? If you keep eating at this rate, there'll be no fruit left. You need to have balance. You need to let the cycle continue. You may come back here once a season, every once in a while to feast, but you cannot take all of these fruits."
You're producing a small flame in
Yeah,
your hand?
in my hand. As I'm threatening to burn down the entire grove.
Okay. You can choose intimidation or persuasion, and I'd say with the element of the fire, go ahead and roll with advantage to see if you can try and convince these bats
Okay, I'm
to
gonna
give up their roost.
intimidation. 3.
The dire bat that seems to be in charge of everyone looks at you and says,
This is the best. Give us the best.
I think you still set the tree on fire that he's in.
No, I can't. I look to Ren and he goes, "Well, he called my bluff," and I extinguished the fire.
Oh yeah, because you can't do the action because you had the... I see.
Well, no, also I've never burned down a grove, because that's why I'm...
and Coraline specifically asked you guys not to burn the place down, so...
And it's the reason why I'm here is because they threatened to burn down my grove. So...
That's why he's like, it goes against everything I believe in.
Yeah.
Fair.
So I extinguished the flame, and I end my turn because I can't do anything else.
The bat sees the flame extinguish, and though it probably should go after you, Locke, for for threatening to burn down the grove, it still just fucking hates Rin from all the every bit of damage has basically been from him, and he feels threatened by his masculinity, and he's gonna go ahead and make another flyby attack at you, and I'll roll over here for that. That doesn't hit. So again, he just is just so fueled by rage and instinct that he's not actually taking the time. You get the sense that these bats don't usually hunt live prey, and probably not prey your size. You guys are way bigger than the fruit they're mowing down on, and they're intimidating, but their mouths are small. And he just flies into this other tree, and though you, Rin, only hear Locke understands clearly it's a "fuck you." And the other bat over here is still kind of waiting for cues from Alpha, and is just kind of gonna swing over to this other tree here. Again, just going back to its original perch where it had, some really nice palm fruits that it was just mowing down on. And is still, every once in a while looking over and is but for the most part is not actually intervening too much in the battle.
That's what I was just thinking. I was literally just thinking that. It's super funny.
Telepathy.
Yeah.
I cast telepathy on Nick.
With that, the giant dire bat that's again up in its tree is gonna swoop down and is going to take a flyby attack at you, Locke, and is just kind of see if it hits with its bite. And it does not.
Let's
It's
go.
a natural one. Is what I rolled. And again, these guys may not be the most skilled fighting animals ever, but they're certainly threatening and devious. So he swings by and goes back to its roost in the original position, which it came. And with that, Rin, it is your turn again.
How long are we dazed for?
We're
you're
undazed
no
now.
longer dazed.
Yeah, we're undazed. Locke,
Yes.
I'll need your help on this one.
Okay.
Tell them I know they like the palm fruit. Have they ever had the pleasure of drinking the humanoid's palm gin?
Does that count as his turn and then now it's my turn?
Well, no, we're not dazed
You're
anymore.
not dazed anymore.
Okay.
So now you guys can kind of freely, I've been allowing you guys to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
They don't seem to understand me. When you go, they know what you're saying.
That's my normal voice. I'm speaking common.
Yeah, he speaks
Oh, you're right,
common
you're right.
to the bats.
I don't know why they don't understand me.
It's good to know that's how you think I talk.
That was just how you talked after that night of palm gin. Oh no, I'm back to the
What are
serious.
you getting at?
Well, maybe if we can get them to drink some of our palm gin, they might get a little loopy.
I see. Do you still have that palm gin that you snagged from the cellar?
Of course I do. It's right here. I pull it out of my bag. I've got the vintage palm gin with no label anymore.
Yeah, you do.
And it's in my hand now.
All right.
Do you pass it to me? Or do you hold on to it?
Whatever you think is better.
Um,
Yeah, they don't like me. Here, I hand it to you.
Alright. It got quiet all of a sudden. Why did all the insects stop?
They smelled the palm. They're like, ooh, that's some vintage stuff.
So that's your turn?
No, I haven't even gone yet. We're not dazed.
I'm gonna say going into your bag and passing a bottle to
Action
Locke
or bonus action?
is gonna be an action.
Like, give me the bottle back and I'll hold it. You talk to them. I'm not using my action on that. I still have damage to do.
Okay. You never gave me the bottle. You gave me the bottle.
Okay, so you have the bottle in your hand.
I
what
have
are
the
you
bottle,
doing?
but I just want him to communicate what I want to
Okay.
say.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
Are you now gonna attack them with the bottle in your hand? Is that what you're getting at?
No, he's gonna talk to them and ask them if they want some.
Okay. What are you doing with your action, or with because your bonus action now is gonna be to go into your bag and take out the bottle. You still have an action, and you still have.
Do I need to do it before the conversation happens?
Yeah, it's your turn.
Yeah.
You could ready something like I don't know.
Well, I was thinking. Wait. So I have to make the action before this conversation happens.
Yes, you have to take your
Right?
turn.
He's not allowed to talk because it's my turn, is what you're saying?
Yeah, we're still in an initiative right now, so like you guys can kind of talk freely in initiative, but when it comes to like performing actions, like taking out something and handing it to another player, that would constitute like the rest. You would have movement left after that,
I see.
which is fine if you want to see what happens
Okay.
when you do that. We just
Can I just pop the bottle?
yeah, that would be fine. Like,
And then
tell me what you're trying to do.
I'm
and
gonna
I'll
pop
tell
the
you.
bottle and walk towards them, since these two, the big one,
Okay.
and kind of just offer up
Yeah. Okay.
the bottle of palm gin.
Yeah. And now it'll be Locke's turn.
You said you liked the best, but I don't think you've truly had the best.
Okay.
Right here we have a little creation. It's something that these turtles made, and they made it with this fruit. It's called palm gin, and this happens to be a fine vintage. If you'd like, we could give you a taste, and then maybe in exchange for you vacating this grove, we can have them, I don't know, set aside a vat for you once or twice a season.
All right. Go ahead and roll persuasion with advantage, because they've got like a little smell now. They can smell that palm gin smell that haunts Locke to this day.
All right, one more. Okay.
13. 13.
13.
Yeah.
They seem unsure. Are you gonna move anywhere, Locke?
Um,
Am I able to be like
Am I gonna
And,
move
like,
anywhere?
persuade them
Yeah,
a little more?
I'll move like behind him
Yeah. Okay.
to kind of like
They
show that I'm.
you understand by their kind of eyes and the way they're hearing a human speak to them, and they're curious but unsure. Jesus Christ. Okay. Rin, does a what is it? Does a 14 hit?
Me?
Yes.
No.
Okay, so the one
The one that doesn't like me.
the one bat that just fucking hates you again, like swoops all the way over here and then back, and then lands on this tree after again trying to bite you, but not finding any purchase through your armor. It's never had to deal with anything with armor before. Like everything it eats doesn't have armor. So
It's like, why is this guy's skin so thick?
Bat 2 is mowing down on the same fruit again, looking like it's mimicking exactly what the alpha is doing.
Honestly,
And the
he's
alpha
being-
is a little bit curious right now, so it's kind of peeking over, but still kind of hiding.
And he's being very smart because he's the only one who's been hit yet, and he's the only one just eating.
Yeah,
He's
kind of watching
like,
it.
okay, like I'll just keep eating my
Yeah.
palm for.
The alpha is gonna swoop down, and for the first time, it lands. It's on the ground, standing bipedally, and it is terrifying. It is the gnarliest, nastiest bat you've ever seen, but it's as tall as the both of you, and its webbed wings are gashed and broken where age and conflict has, allowed it to grow to this size. It takes its winged arm and snatches the bottle. It shatters the top bit with the cork on it and tosses it into its other hand and chugs a significant portion of the palm gin liquid there. Okay. Yeah, it takes... it takes 2 poison damage.
Take it. I was gonna drink that, but
And it is drunk and it has this bottle in its hand and immediately goes to fly back into its roost up into the palm grove. Instead, it hits the branch that it normally had been landing back on, King Kong style, but goes to reach for the branch with the arm that has the bottle in it, and as it does, it loses its balance and falls to the ground, and it takes another 5 damage as it lands on its back. At this point, you see the other 2 bats get pretty flustered by seeing this. They've never seen their alpha appear weak before, and the bat that fucking hates you, Rin, Yeah. The bat that hates you, Rin, sees this moment to take the position of the alpha in this small pack of dire bats and is going to make a flyby attack at the alpha there.
The
And-
alpha.
Yeah. It hits. And the bat here hits this, the alpha, which was prone underneath the tree, swings up and lands into the tree, which previously had the alpha in it. And it does...
Oh god.
The alpha bat has a mortal wound in its neck. For whatever reason, the target practice that Rin allowed it to have, it didn't even... It almost seems surprised as it looks from the roost of the tree and sees the dire bat lifeless on the floor of the plantation.
Wait, is it dead?
Dead.
I go,
Oh shit.
I thought we were becoming friends.
At this point, Bat 2 is freaking out. You guys caused a huge chain reaction here because bats don't care so much about you guys and had their own shit going on. And he starts clawing at the other bat that had just landed next to him, like, this is my fruit. What are you doing here? And you can kind of hear this bickering, Locke, as they're up in the tree, like, what are you doing? What's going on? And as it's swiping the other bat away. At this point, whose fucking turn is it?
I think it's supposed to be
It's
mine.
Rin's turn.
Yeah.
And it is your go.
As they're bickering, I take out my net and I throw it at the weaker of the two bats.
Okay, the one that's been mowing down, eating?
No, the one we've injured, who just killed
Okay.
the alpha.
Yep.
And I try to throw it directly onto his face to try to knock him off of the tree. My net is only 2 feet.
Okay, make a dexterity check. Alright. Yeah, you throw the net, but it just... And it's a small kind of bug catching net. It just maybe wasn't heavy enough. It doesn't go into the woods at all. It actually doesn't even make it up to the area that you were throwing it at. It kind of butterflies and just kind of lands. It's right there at the base of the tree. You'd have to retrieve it, but it didn't have any
It's
effect.
not vanished. Okay. That was a
Action.
As a bonus action, I just unsheath my stick with cobwebs on it
Okay.
and just stand at the ready.
Okay. Awesome. Locke, you're up.
I really thought this was gonna turn out differently, and I stepped to the side, and my hands start crackling with bluish white lightning energy, and I cast Thunder Wave at first level
Alright.
into the trees.
Alright. Go ahead and tell me what I need
You
to...
need to make a 12 con save.
Alright. The first bat that killed the alpha saves. And the poor guy that's just been sitting there miling down fails. So you can go ahead and roll me damage.
Eight damage.
Alright. Okay. as the thunder rips through the silence again, you see the bat hang on to the best tree in the grove, and as the thunder finally ceases, so does he, and his body drops down to the forest floor beneath you. The other bat who failed its save gets blown by, is able to just barely catch one of these smaller fruit trees here, and hisses at you guys, fuck all this, and just flies off into the night.
Let's go.
Threefold Quest! Threefold Quest! Threefold!
Yeah, so with that, we're out of initiative now, unless you guys wanted... If you were to chase after the bat,
Nah,
I would stay in initiative.
let him go. He wasn't strong enough to be the alpha.
Maybe
He's not
it'll
strong.
be worth something that one of the bats we didn't kill.
Oh, that's right. They did mention wanting to keep some type of balance.
Rin, go ahead and give me a perception check, and go ahead and roll with advantage.
11 plus 16.
16. You swear for just a fleeting moment that in a tree just over here, as you kind of survey the scene to make sure everything is safe, you swear you see something white, a bird maybe, flutter off out of sight.
I just noticed that.
Just notice that.
Okay. I put my net back in my inventory, and I resheath my cobweb stick.
Okay, yeah, which apparently did work.
And I take the half-drink broken bottle of palm gin.
That was the sketchiest way to come home.
Hi guys.
Hey, what's up?
I was being gay with the microphone.
Oh yeah, we're being super gay.
I love it. Hi.
Love it. How was work?
It was actually a great time.
Hey, look at you smiling. I knew it.
Say hi to YouTube.
Hi YouTube.
That's my lovely wife, Maria,
That's
who makes
that's
all
an
the
extra
sound.
100 views right there. Just that
It's
voice.
only lovely after 2 drinks.
Nerds are the horniest.
I hate it tonight.
I pick up the broken old vintage bottle that has a little bit of palm gin in the bottom.
There's only a taste left,
And I
as it had all spilled out from
just take a sniff.
the hand.
And I go, luck.
Fresh scallions today.
This would have been good
Yummy.
on a different night. You want to taste what's left before it's gone?
I don't think I want to taste another sip of that for the rest of my life.
I reluctantly agree, and I throw it over my shoulder into the palm trees.
All right.
Well, at least it came in handy.
Yeah, it was. You took a taste.
No,
Just now?
I just threw it over
You
my
just
shoulder.
threw it
After
out.
he didn't want to sip, I said I agree.
Okay. All right. Yeah. The bottle lays on the floor. Still, the bottom part of the bottle remains intact, and you have the 2 corpses of the dire bats on the floor. And with that, I think we ought to take a quick break.
Yes, sir.
All right, if you guys like what you
Middle
hear, and you want more, and you want video or other things, you can give us a like and a subscribe. All of that very cliche YouTube stuff.
And we have a Patreon that will be in our YouTube bio coming up, which you could go back and listen to our broken up session we did before this, session number 2.
for a little bit of behind the scenes before we actually decided to record this all the way through. And there might be some more stuff in there too. Bye!
Thanks for listening.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to Threefold Quest. We just had a little bit to recharge, and now we're all eating watermelon. It's delicious. Subscribe if you want ASMR watermelon eating up in your ears. We just had a pretty cool combat. Pretty excited about that. That was fun. That was our second combat. And luckily this time I didn't have to cast Thunderwave on my friend Rin. But anyways, without further ado, I'm going to take another bite of this watermelon and we are going to get back into the session.
You guys rock. Alright. So, last we left off, we were in the old grove. 2 of the bats, the giant dire bats that infested there.
How do I get to the thing?
Oh, jeez. Alright. Tio, real quick.
So, Locke.
Hey, listen, we have wives, alright? We're allowed a wife break.
Wife break.
TV now.
You want
What?
This is
I can't remember.
already set up for you.
Delicious watermelon?
Dude, I'm sweating so bad.
I love you.
Why are you sweating?
I don't know. I'm sweaty. I run hot.
Are you horny?
I mean, usually, but that has nothing to do with my sweat.
I sweat when I'm horny.
You're dripping right now, bro.
I know, baby. They say watermelon's not easier.
If you like watermelon, like and subscribe.
Alright, are you all set, baby?
Do people take Viagra and just like jack off? Like,
I think sometimes people take Viagra and just walk around their daily lives.
just straight tent pole in it? Like on
I think it's originally a blood pressure medication.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then they found it makes you dick hard.
Sorry.
Yeah, because it increases the
Pressures
blood
the
pressure,
blood.
you know what I'm saying?
Pressures the blood into a specific spot.
So if you have low blood pressure, you take it.
I think so. I don't know. Leave a comment if you know the OG
She's
reason
choking.
Fight.
for taking Viagra.
Fight.
Oh my gosh. Alright, nothing you hear on this actual play podcast is medical advice or legal advice for that matter.
Except for take Viagra if you want your dick to be hard.
Dude, no.
Pop a Viagra, take the dog out for a walk.
Or-
What is going on?
Or Blue Chew, which we're not sponsored by yet, but you take those.
But please sponsor us, Blue Chew.
And or Red Chew or whatever other chews there might be.
Pick up.
Dude, you don't want to take a red chew, dude. That gets you fucking...
I think Red Chew stops your
All right.
period.
We're quiet.
I think that's how men become pregnant. They
Hello?
take red chew.
Bring it
You can
back.
have a butt baby. Oh, sorry. Okay.
Let's bring it back, guys. I appreciate everyone's enthusiasm, and I unglued the situation by having a wife. So, we had the bats slain beneath us on the plantation floor. We find ourselves in the old grove. You've littered a broken bottle of palm gin on the floor, and now, what do we do?
Look, I think our work is done here.
Do you, have
Maybe
some,
we should.
do you have something in your throat? You sounded a little...
I think that's what I sound like.
You sounded a little gravelly there. I think our work here is done. I think we can go back.
Yes, let's get our payment.
We go back.
All right. And easy enough. You know the way back to the east to the little courtyard in the trees, and walk your way back to the Tortle Tide Distillery. As you open the front door, you see Coraline there again. She's got her same wide booked ledger, and she closes it as you enter the door, and she says, "Oh, hello. That was quick."
Well, we always pride ourselves on doing quick work, and lucky for you, your back problem is at an end.
All right. Well, that surely is good news. I will tell the pickers, make sure we grab all the fruits that we can salvage from the grove before anyone comes back. Will there be any bats coming back?
One bat did flee, but we think he's scared of how he left his friends.
Yes, let's just say there might be a little cleanup to do, which
Well-
we can do for an extra fee, if you'd so like, but body disposal is not usually part of our arrangements.
Disposal wouldn't be necessary. Typically, nature has a way of dealing with those types of things. Surely, that will continue. And she, at this point, opens her ledger book again and says, "Well, for the 2 jobs completed, and for the..." You're inside now, so maybe there's a little quieter.
There's quite a lot of insects in this distillery.
For the 2 jobs, well done, and for maybe getting us back on track with our production and with our shipments, perhaps I can offer you 100 gold.
Seems fair to me.
Do we... I know you said if we didn't kill any of the enemies, there might be an extra bounty. We did let one go. I know that wasn't ideal. But is there anything extra for that?
Well, there seems to be quite a bit of bodies, which, though unfortunate, I admit is probably necessary. Those pesky spiders, goodness, never seen one that large before.
It was quite big. I was pinned down for quite a while, actually.
Yes, pinned down.
She says, "Well, I suppose your consideration should be rewarded, and you did manage to spare one of our invaders." "Sure." And she fusses around and turns behind the counter, and she disappears for a brief second. And a moment later, she comes back around, and she's holding a small keg. This is, maybe 12 to 14 inches long. It's not quite the size of a keg that you guys would see at a tavern. Definitely not the size of the large ones that you saw down in the cellar. This one is more like a half keg, if you would. In real life, you can think it's probably like a gallon and a half of, whatever's inside. She brings it from just behind the counter, and she says, "Suppose this might be of value to you in celebration of your reward, or I don't know, maybe it might come in handy in barter or trade about your travels. You both seem quite adventurous." And she, hands you this small keg. She offers it to the both of you.
Oh, many thanks, many thanks. I'm sure we'll get some good use out of this. Oh God. It smells quite strong.
We appreciate it.
It smells stronger than the normal batch. Is it anything special?
She says, "Well, yes, actually. This particular batch is a small batch that just me and my husband brewed up ourselves. We brewed this at our home over in the village, not here in the distillery. Quite unique, quite special, quite high proof. He laughs.
I can tell that. Yes, thank you very much. I grabbed the. Does she have like a sack of gold or whatever?
Yeah, she counts out, and they're even almost like poker chips. She counts out stacks of 20 gold, and she does this with a practice that you see in her motions, and you can tell that she's probably pretty. She's pretty quick with gold. She seems to do a lot of trade, and she quickly whips up 5 stacks of 20 gold and puts them on the counter after she hands you this keg of homemade palm gin.
Cool. And just each had 50.
Yeah, we split up the gold kind of around the table, and we each pocket 50.
All right.
You gotta hold this. I can't hold it. And I hand the fucking keg to Rin.
I put it in my bag as best as I can.
Yeah, you kind of, it's large, and with the stick that you already kind of have stuffed in the opening of the flap in your backpack.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, your bag is not quite closing all the way.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the straps are going over it, but the flap doesn't cover the entire opening. The keg does, so nothing's getting out. But your bag is pretty stuffed with this keg on you here. And Coraline looks at you both now backing up, kind of strapping on the keg onto your packs, and says, "Well, you're a bit of a walk from the bazaar. Are you staying nearby?"
Well, are there any good places around here to stay?
Well, I don't know about staying for long, but if you need a break for the midday, you might be able to find the village just over yonder to the north. My husband would be happy to show you about and provide you with a hammock.
Yeah, I think that might suit us fine. I'm a little tired. What do you think, Rin?
I'm about to fall asleep.
I'll remind you guys just real quick. So these are the flyers that you guys had from the last session from the board at the Shell and Scallywag, and I'll just give you guys a brief reminder because it's been a couple weeks. So Scully over there, when he heard you guys kind of talking about each of these jobs, pointed you in the right direction, Locke, for the Tortle Tide Distillery where you are. You also both remember him saying something about how the village was unhappy about what was about particularly whatever that flyer might be describing. And he also mentioned that he knew a wobble tongue, but he wasn't sure who that particular person is. But the rat vendor back at the kind of jungle bazaar area was a wobble tongue, might be able to help you find whoever wrote that flyer.
Okay.
Cool.
Cool. So, yeah, do you want to head over to the village? Maybe we could ask around about some of these flyers. I mean,
Well, we want to rest first.
Yeah, let's go to the village and rest.
Let's go.
The village is only about 20-minute walk or so from here. It's just north. Not many paths there, but head north. And she thinks for a second and says, northeast. And she says, much quicker than going back to the bazaar.
Alright, I think we head northeast.
All right. She says, well, thank you both so very much for dealing with our problems here. We'll be able to get our production and our shipments out on time now. Well, not on time. We're way well past that, but as best we can.
Pleasure doing business with you.
The pleasure is mine. And you can look for Raj when you go to the village, tell him that I sent you. He should be most hospitable.
Raj, isn't he that fellow by the bar back in the bazaar?
Ha ha ha! That's Taj! Taj is Raj's twin brother.
Oh, okay.
I see you've met Taj.
He was quite a character.
Why are you blushing?
Because I couldn't remember the names. I mixed up for a second.
Is there some type of love triangle happening here that we should know about?
What was her name? Coraline.
Well, Coraline, we appreciate the gold, and we're happy to be of service, and thank you for the directions. If you need anything else, you know who to call.
Well, I'll try my best. What can I call for?
You can call me Daddy.
Make a persuasion check.
Daddy and Daddy exterminators. Alright. 5 minus 1.
I look and say, you can call him Locke.
Well, Locke and Rin, yes?
No, it's Daddy.
She looks at you both now, a little stranger, wondering if she should offer her husband's hospitality, but nevertheless...
It's in Orcish dialect. Daddy in Orcish means exterminator.
Make a deception check. What are you guys doing?
17 minus 1, 16.
Okay, 16. She says, "Oh, well, I suppose I don't meet many of your kind, but it is nice to have met you. And I am quite busy now all of a sudden, so I shall have you off."
Remember, if you have a beast, make sure to call me Daddy.
Right, well, I shall. And she blushes a little bit now this time and does retreat behind the counter.
As she leaves, I say, bye, Mama.
And you guys make your way out of the Tortle Shoal.
Alright, we head northeast.
Listen, if everything's so structured, we'll still find a way to derail this.
You guys start heading.
No shame, but I'm the worst donor. I don't know how to open the
Be
tank.
good about that, baby.
It's a big-ass gummy.
It all melted on the table one day.
Oh, it's one giant...
Yes, in the thing.
It is now. I've been eating it by like bites.
How did that even happen?
Just all.
It just became one
This is on a
patty?
metal table. We get a morning sun. All right. Yeah, you guys make your way northeast-ish, and you guys can go ahead and both give me a survival check to see if you can make your way, or if you get derailed and lost.
11.
What's survival? 14.
And 11? Okay. Yeah, it's slow going to figure out the turtle paths you remember from when you found where the Shell and Scallywag area is. The turtle paths are kind of not really paths, just kind of funnels, kind of a natural flow of like a ping pong ball through the forest. And it takes you guys a little bit longer than 20 minutes. Almost an hour has passed. But you do eventually start to hear the sounds of rushing water. And you hear, as you get closer, you can hear the sounds of turtles of varying ages and genders kind of about their day. It seems to be you have come upon the turtle village.
Okay, do I see a welcoming, knowledgeable looking turtle close by that I can speak to?
Go ahead and roll me roll a perception check if you're going to be on the outskirts, kind of in the woods still.
I think
or if you're going to walk in.
We're going to walk right in and just find somebody.
Then go ahead and roll me a investigation check. You guys can both roll if you think you would both be going for that.
Okay. Sorry.
10.
I just got 3 consecutive phone calls from this number, so I'm going to answer it. I rolled a 2. Oh shit, it probably is. Hello? Okay, sorry about that.
Here, use that cash for a tip or something. Where'd it go? Cool. Alright, pizza is here. And we just dug the poor pizza guy's phone call for so long.
Pizza.
Yo.
Pizza. Let's go.
Yeah, okay, we'll take a quick
Pizza break.
5-second break here. Alright guys, hang tight with us. This is never gonna happen again, I promise. Okay. Well, we have refueled once again, powered up, and leveled up on pizza! But not really. You guys haven't leveled up just yet. Sorry about that.
You got my hopes up, man.
A little bit of a tease. Yeah, so before we left the poor pizza guy hanging for so long, the gang had just made their way to the Tortle Village, and there they were able to walk in to the kind of riverbed area, and there they did see, in fact, one turtle. He appears in appearance very similar to Taj, who you guys met over at the Luau Lounge. The main difference that you spot right away is this turtle's skin and shell has been tattooed from shoulder to shoulder, and his entire shell is adorned with what appears to be tattooed markings.
Did
he's
you know
there.
You could tattoo a shell?
I did not know that.
You guys see as who you think might be Raj based on the description of being the twin brother. You see him kind of not shouting, certainly not, but speaking to the people around him. They're over by the riverbed right now, and the first thing that you notice as you kind of walked into this village area was just the structures themselves. Everything is like kind of tents on poles, except for what appears to be the dwellings themselves. These are, you've gone out of the dense foliage of the northern part of this jungle, and now by this riverbed it is a very soft sanded beach, and all of these dwellings that the turtles seem to be going in and out of are actually deep into the ground itself, just like a real turtle's nest. They kind of burrow into the sand like that, and this riverbed appears to allow for that kind of structure to stay in place. On the kind of eastern side of this village, closer towards where you can hear the sounds of the ocean, you see a few palm gin trees with hammocks that are set up, and you see a couple of young turtle kids just like playing around in one of the hammocks. The scene in front of you with Raj here is that there appear to be working on some sort of water wheel. It looks like whatever they're doing has to do with repairs of some sort to this water wheel looking structure by the river there.
All right.
But no one's noticed you. You both enter the village. No one's approached you just yet.
I kind of saunter over to who I presume to be Raj, and introduce myself. Hi! It seems you might be the Raj we've heard about.
Oh, hey! Yeah, I'm Raj.
Hi, Raj. We just were back at the distillery and helped Coraline and I suppose yourself clear out some bats.
Oh, you helped my wife Coraline with the bats. Hey, that's cool.
Yeah, she said you may have a place we could rest after such hard work, possibly?
Who's we? And he kind of looks behind you now. He like tilts his whole body to the side to kind of see behind you. And he goes, and as soon as he sees you, Locke, he kind of peeks up a little bit and is like, oh, well, Gwendai Threndy, brother.
Hey, Gwendai Threndy.
And yeah, he greets you in this druidic form that you're familiar with, and you recognize that he must be some sort of druid. And he goes, what brings you all the way over here to Tortle Shoal, man?
Oh, my brother, we have traveled a long distance, and we unfortunately missed our boat and found ourselves here, and we're just doing some odd jobs, as one does, to try to make enough gold to get back.
Oh no, you've been marooned. He like chuckles to himself. He speaks a lot faster than his twin brother, but he seems still kind of spacey like him. And he's like, well, that'll happen sometimes. Well, yeah, if you're looking for a rest, you're more than welcome to hang out by the tide over there and hang out in the hammocks. You feel free to take a short rest if you want, or a long rest. Doesn't matter, but be under the stars tonight if you want. It's beautiful. And he kind of daydreams for a second, thinking about like the night sky, and he trails off and kind of says, well, right on, my bros. And he says, I'm gonna get back to work here. We've got lots of troubles here with the water wheel. And he says, but peace be with you.
And also with you.
And he goes right back to working on whatever he's working on. There, you see a few people there, and they kind of seem to be like pulling this tree that seems to be lodged into the wheel of their water wheel. Both of you make a perception roll.
9. No, 10.
Sorry. Put my phone away after I got the pizza. 19.
19. So you can tell from where you're standing, which isn't right up against the water. It's he kind of met you halfway from where you guys were standing, and is now kind of turning back as you see where he's going and get a better look at the river. Rin, you notice that there's more than one tree in this river. There seems to be a lot of trees. The river is slow moving and shallow, and especially right here where the village is, you can see a lot of these trees which have been chopped, definitely chopped. You can tell by one of the ends of the trees that wasn't a fall of all these trees. These have been chopped down. They're floating down the river.
Can I see from here possibly the source of where they're coming from?
No, from where you're standing, you guys have probably about a quarter or a half a mile of river going to the east, right? So again, you guys were going up this way past the Tortle Distillery north, right? You got to the village around Yay, and I can show you kind of on the map where you guys are to kind of help you a little bit. If I can find it. Okay, so if we see here, the northern point of the plantation was here where the Tortle Distillery was. You guys have made it here to the village, and the river that you can see goes about a quarter to a half a mile to the ocean to the east there, and then goes into thick jungle up
And they're coming
up
from the
there.
thick jungle.
Yeah, so the river's flowing down towards the ocean,
Yeah.
and it kind of takes a big turn into the jungle past where you can see.
So the trees that are in the river right now, this is what they're trying to clear out? Or they're what's fucking with the water wheel?
Yeah.
Is that what's going on?
Yeah, it looks like one of these trees that floated downriver is now jammed up in the water wheel that they are, trying to repair.
Okay.
Cool. I think,
What if we rest for the night?
yeah, I was gonna say,
in the
let's
morning.
rest and we'll see what this wheel situation might be.
I always want to help out.
I just want to
You just want that gold.
Yeah,
Well, gold is nice, but he is a fellow druid after all.
I suppose you're right.
Okay. I think we should take those hammocks and make good use of
I agree. Then we go to the hammocks and take a long rest.
Sure. I will let you guys know that right now it's only about noon. We started our day at 10 a.m. is when we arrived at the distillery. We battled the spiders. That took 10 minutes. And then we battled the bats. That also only took about 10, 20
We're
minutes.
just getting
between.
our land legs, alright?
Okay.
Well,
I'm just
I mean,
letting you know.
how long can a long rest be? It could be till morning, correct?
So
It's technically 8 hours, right?
yeah. So a long rest is I was saying 6 to 8 hours is a long rest. You guys can only take one long rest per 24-hour period.
Yeah.
So if you went past noon tomorrow without taking a long rest, you would be exhausted from noon to whenever you rested.
Mm-hmm.
So consider that when you're...
We'd be exhausted after 24 hours?
Yeah, so you'd long rest now
Mm-hmm.
from noon.
But you said we can only take one per 24 hours.
Right, which means
So
that
we have
you wouldn't
to take
be...
it at 24 hours.
It just
every
means
time.
that you wouldn't be able to take another one until noon the next day, and if you didn't, you'd be exhausted because now you've gone a full 24 hours without a long rest.
Problem is we just have no spell slots left.
Yeah.
I got one second level spell slot. That's it.
So you guys can, if you guys want to spend the rest of the day here and use your long rest, then you guys can.
How long is a short rest?
A short rest is an hour.
So what if we
So if you wanted to short rest and then do whatever.
what if we spend some time meditating, getting our stuff in order, kind of unpacking all our gear, taking an inventory of things.
Okay.
And then I'll spend some more time, probably until sundown, trying to communicate, see if I can communicate with any animals that are around me to kind of figure out the general sense of what's going on the island.
Okay.
I think that while he's doing a lot of this,
So we'll
I
go
do the same. Unpack.
Uh-huh.
And
For that portion, we'll say you took a short rest, so you guys can mark short rest down.
Okay.
Since you're both gonna take some time to inventory and everything like that, and see what you got. Count your new gold and combine it with everything that you've got in your pouches already.
Don't have it automatic. Roll your die.
And then so Locke's gonna try and reach out to some local nature. Is there anything you're gonna be doing? We'll say now it's like afternoon
You
time, and
rolled
this
your hit
portion
die.
can take a few. It might take a few hours if you're interviewing a few animals.
Yeah.
No, I don't even need that. I don't even know why about it.
Is there anything you wanted to do during that time as well after your short rest, Rin?
Hold on. I am going to be sitting, kind of meditating and just contemplating my purpose, I suppose.
Okay.
Like, just seeing if I can.
Inner reflection.
Yeah, exactly. Just like, where's things going, the things I've abandoned, the things coming,
Okay.
and just focusing on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys take your short rest and kind of doze off in the afternoon sun underneath the shade of the palm trees by the river, right where the hammocks are at is further away from kind of the main town, town square area of the village, and is a little bit closer towards where the river meets the ocean. The current's a little bit faster here, and the sound is quite soothing. You guys both doze off for a full hour. As you awake, Rin, you go ahead and take some time to, I'm assuming you might find a quiet place.
Yeah, I'm kind of
would that
sitting
be kind
under
of
a
near
tree
people
near the
or
water.
farther away? Yeah, okay.
Like away from everybody.
Yeah, so further over by the hammocks, you take a short walk closer to the beach and the ocean, and you find a nice spot where you can close your eyes and think for a little while. Locke, you are going about. You're gonna start in the area around the hammock, or are you gonna interview the turtles that live here?
I'm gonna kind of walk. I'm gonna probably walk upstream a little bit.
Okay.
Kind of not too far away,
but past the water wheel that we saw.
Yeah,
already.
yeah.
Okay.
Kind of inspecting, looking out for various creatures, and I remember that flash of white that seemed to have been a bird after we defeated the bats. Did I?
You actually, you didn't see that.
Oh, I didn't see that.
No.
Oh, shit, okay.
That was something that Rin just perceived out of the corner of his eye. That I narrated aloud. But
Gotcha.
I'm sorry, yeah, that was actually something that you didn't even notice.
Okay. That's fine, yeah. So I walk up, I kind of keep an eye out for various animals and creatures to
Sure.
talk to.
Go ahead and roll a nature check for me.
Yep. 12.
Straight 12?
Well, 11 plus 1.
Okay. Yeah, so 12. You find there are some birds about, and they seem to be just fluttering from tree to tree. They seem like local birds. If you wanted to ask them a question, you could probably get their attention, you imagine.
Yeah, I just go, hello up there.
Hello! Hello, hello!
How are you doing on this fine evening?
There's 3 little birdies now kind of fluttering about saying, "It talks! This is so strange! It is! It's large! It's talking!"
Oh, you've never met a druid before? There's one right downstream.
Nothing like you, the turtles talk!
Well, it's fine to meet you. I had a couple questions for you.
Yes, okay, ask your questions. You can talk.
These trees that are floating down this river, they seem to have been cut by axe. Do you know anything about the goings-on further upstream?
Evil upstream, ooh.
Evil? What do you mean by evil?
Oh, our nests and our homes being destroyed.
Destroyed, you say?
Yes, here their bodies lay. And they get like really kind of dark for a second and like look and like they all kind of gesture their wing to the river and like the many, dozen trees that are there. And it appears like these were the trees that they inhabited upstream.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Are you evil too? Please don't get rid of the trees.
I'm not evil. And I wave my hand and I cast Shape Water. And I turn water into birds and send them shooting up to fly and circle around the other birds.
And the birds mimic the actions of the water birds that you send flying. It's a really beautiful moment as they kind of belly to belly fly like the cool fighter jets do, and these birds seem very trusting of you all of a sudden.
I want you to keep safe, to keep watch. If you find anything disturbing more, please come and find me.
There is much evil that way, up the river.
I'll see what I can do about that evil. Thank you.
Bye now! And they all flutter off.
And I walk back with this information back to our hammock. And kind of just sit and ponder for a while.
Awesome. And all the while, at this point, you see that the water wheel is now turning again. They've been able to, at least at some capacity, get the wheel moving again. It appears like it is, in fact, driving a mill, I should say, that is in a nearby hut that is actually above ground. But you can see just at the top of it, it is, you see a piece of wood turning in a circle as it appears like whatever was obstructing the water wheel is now fixed. As you walk by, you get a very as you walk again past the water wheel and this little shack, you do get a slight whiff of palm gin.
Okay. There seems to be something upstream.
You just like
I don't think
wake him
I
up.
don't think you got to me yet.
No, I came back to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm over like
Oh, you're further
I'm
down.
not at the hammer.
Oh, you're not the house.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't have anything for deep thoughts, but just yet. So at this point, we can say while you were meditating and thinking deeply for about an hour or so, Locke comes back. And,
Yeah, I'd say I walk
you
up
came
to
over.
him.
Yeah.
so whether or not you can roll, interesting. Go ahead and roll a perception check to see if you notice him coming before he says anything.
Probably not.
You said your passive perception was high?
My passive wisdom perception is 15.
Okay, we'll go with that because this is very much passive in that you're not looking for something.
Mm-hmm.
As Locke approaches you, your eyes are closed. You are facing the ocean to the east.
Mm-hmm.
And as he approaches you from the west, you can see him almost
Sense
third
me.
person.
Mm-hmm.
No, like, not sense. Like, you can see him walking up to you.
Mm-hmm.
And as he steps closer and closer, do you stay in meditation or do you greet your companion?
I'm kind of aware that he's meditating, and I'm kind of like speaking to him as well as myself in the air around him.
I couldn't seem to get the amount of focus that I wanted. Something
in the back of my head was distracting me from my goal, which maybe it was that I didn't know what the goal was. But as I notice him approaching, I take a deep breath and open my eyes and turn towards him and just give him a gaze of yes.
Alright.
There's something. I don't know if I repeat this or if I said it as I was walking over. There's something evil upstream. I did sense it when we left these shores, or when we arrived, rather. But I sensed it more when we were in that grove. To defeat those bats, I threatened to burn down the forest. The threat of fire was the same reason I had to abandon my own home. I must leave, or else those mercenaries would burn down my grove and everything in it. Yet I felt it a threat to work for my favor. That thought never occurred to me. It never would be something I'd ever think of, to threaten nature with the violence of flame. I think there's something else that influenced me to make that threat.
I look at you with an intrigued look, reflecting back on my own actions and behavior since we've been on the island, and say, maybe this is why I can't find my focus. And also, I have never smoked or drank before. We arrived on this island. I've never stolen. I've lived a very, very respectful life. It's been 2 days and I've done all of those things. It's intriguing.
There's something at work here.
Alright. And are you guys doing anything else this evening? Or with that, are you gonna be quiet time for the rest of the evening? Or did you want to figure out now a plan of action before you go to rest for the night?
What time is it? How much time has passed?
We'll say at this point, and you guys conversing for a few, for a little while when you guys rejoin with this information. At this point, it's about sundown.
I think we rest here for tonight. And tomorrow we'll wake up and maybe we can ask around. Maybe some of these turtles have more information.
Agreed. I could use the rest. I found myself feeling uneasy tonight.
I sense it within me. But I also sense there's a drive in you to find what you're looking for. And I think we'll be okay. But I think there may be more work to do on this island than we initially intended.
Maybe that's why we were stuck here in the first place.
Could be right.
Let's get some rest.
And we go to sleep, motherfucker!
Awesome. Very good job, guys. Go ahead and you can mark off your long rests. And so you guys assume that when he said you'd be out under the stars tonight, he meant the same hammocks you were in. Are you guys both sleeping soundly through the night? Are you preparing watches for throughout the evening?
I think.
How are you going to do it? It's up to you guys. I mean, nothing about the villagers in this place make you feel threatened. So it's up to you, I guess, whether or not you'd feel safe and comfortable. You're still very much like in the wilds right now. You're under the stars.
Yeah. I do kind of feel comfortable.
Yeah, I think we're fine.
I opt to sleep on the cold sand instead of in a hammock.
Okay.
I feel.
Tired of hammocks.
Yeah, I just feel like the ground would be nice.
Yeah.
All right.
I put my giant, massive body into the hammock, and it kind of like sinks down, and so I'm basically on the sand, but in a fucking hammock.
Yeah, this hammock is. I mean, turtles are fairly large, but they're not exactly the heaviest of creatures. They're wide, but the hammock definitely bends a little bit as you're kind of sitting there smoking on your underroot, and you both fall off to sleep. And while you're sleeping, Rin, you have another dream. And in this dream, you find yourself walking on a path. The path that you're walking to is this darkness. Has no end and is very black. The path you're walking away from is this path that's beaming with light and is bright. You recognize it. This is the light of Aurora. As you walk forward on the path towards the darkness, you see not one, but two of those owl spirits that you saw on the first evening of your journey. These owls look at you, and in your voice you hear the same words, "Follow the guides." You see the birds look at you again, unblinkingly. One of them has their eyes open and is staring at you. The other one staring at you with its eyes completely closed. And as they look at you, they turn their bodies and go off into the woods. Follow the guides.
I try to walk in the direction they flew off into.
Okay. And you do. You step off of the path and into the dark forest that the birds were perched on. And as you do, you hear in your head, "You hold on to things lost. You deny the truth. But I can show you. If you let me." And you feel this soft, feminine voice in your head. And you feel comforted by it, even though I might be doing a little creepy. And it seems to be waiting for a sign as from you.
I'm somewhat confused, but intrigued. I think back and ponder the life I've left and why I have, and while thinking of this, I think about the words that were spoken of me holding on, and I realize maybe that's not for the best if I left in the first place. And I sit down and close my eyes and take a deep breath. And as I breathe out, I try to let go of anything that's been holding me back.
All right. And as you do, you feel a wave of peace rush over you. Everything you feel like you've been searching for, this truth about death, the finitism of it. You feel it for just a moment, fleeting, and then you see. You see your parents. You see them walking on the path out of Mistralis, out of the woodlands where you were from. You see more now than you had ever seen before, where you were cursed by these dreams of your family still being with you, as you feel yourself uncontrollably, without realizing you had, clutching to your mother's amulet, and feeling in it that they were in fact gone. You see now, for the first time, you watch, and you can see a black dragon, the size of doom, cover the sky over the head of your parents as they pray at the altar of Aurora. This dragon blacks out the sky, all of the sun gone, as you see a breath of black acid cloud fall from the sky, and you see your parents vanish. And you know for the first time with any certainty that they are gone.
I see this, and still clutching the amulet, I rip it off of myself and look at it and drop it in the sand next to me. Or the path. I don't know if it's sand.
Yeah,
I'm
here's a
assuming,
dream.
Yeah.
You feel not sad for the first time. You feel acceptance. And you see now, back in that woodland path, away from your incepted vision, you see now the bird with its eyes closed flutters away and flies. Now you see the power that I hold. I am Seraphina. I am the goddess of death, the eternal shepherd.
I try to call out to this owl, and I ask, why me? Why have you chosen to speak to me in my dreams?
As quickly as the owl with its eyes closed had vanished, it reappears, now closer to you, hovering in front of you, appearing to come at your call. And it doesn't respond to you, eyes still closed, and you feel in your head again the voice of Seraphina, and she says, "You shall be my champion, for there is much to do."
I'm somewhat overwhelmed by all the happenings, and it wakes me from my sleep.
Alright. And when you wake, you are still where your hand was clutching. You are still clutching, but there is no amulet there, and it lays on the ground before you.
I look down and I pick up the amulet and I give it a long look. And I walk over to the shore and I hold it above the river. And I look up at the stars. And I kiss it and I drop it.
Very nice. It, you see it poop, and you can see it drift slowly out of your sight, gone.
I feel relieved.
Awesome.
That was awesome.
That was very nice. All right. And with that, you guys are totally free to mark off your long rests as you do sleep peacefully through the rest of the evening unmolested. And with that, let's take a quick break. All right. So with that, we are going to call it for the evening. So thank you guys so much for coming and playing. And yeah, I'll let Sam take it away.
Thank you everybody for listening. We are Threefold Quest, trying out this new Dungeons and Dragons podcast setting. If you liked what you heard, just like and subscribe. Leave a comment, do your thing, and we'll be getting back together soon. And
We're going to try to do bi-weekly, if possible. If not, we'll be back.
yeah, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.